Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to isolate an element of the race we might look back on later as having been a path to finding the winner. Well, Sunday racing at Sha Tin, and the first race we're going to take a look at is race 8, the winning factor, the conversion rate. Now we're on the dirt here for a Class 3 sprint, and we see the clash once again of Lucky Fun and the horse that beat him last time, Man Star. Resolute, he's a last start Class 4 winner, rising in class, often a thing we look for. And I think horses like Super Alliances and Golfman Star will also have their fans in the race. But we're going to take a look at a couple of replays now from February 21, and these are two of the key races in assessing this particular event, and they happened on the same day and pretty much in the same style, as you'll note from the heat maps. Firstly, race 441, and this is the Class 4, and this is Resolute, coming off a second to Lucky Fun his previous run. He's in black and yellow colours mainly, drawn inside, and he really confirmed the worth of that Lucky Fun form when he showed his usual pace. He holds the rail inside here from gate 1 and fights off his pursuers in the home straight and runs out actually a fairly convincing winner of the race. Then 5 races later on the same card, race 446, the key runners here are in very similar yellow and white colours. Man Star, he's drawn near the inside. He gets to about 6th in running, and Lucky Fun also in those yellow and white colours. Not the best to jump away, but he gets up into midfield in a similar place, but 2 horses wider than the eventual winner. But a key moment is nearing the 600 metre mark, and we see the head-on footage here. Lucky Fun, he's very green, and after being a little bit wide, he runs left at this stage off the track, proving hard to steer for Zach Burton, while the more experienced Man Star stays inside, keeps rolling up the rail, and that enables him to get what ultimately proved to be a winning break. So a certainty beaten there, Lucky Fun. Some of it certainly of his own doing, and I guess that is a little bit of a concern with this lightly raced horse. But his trainer, Danny Shum, has been finding a way to get it very right with these horses that set themselves up to win next time, and that's where the conversion rate comes in. Now, well, I often mention the conversion rates of trainers. You see here how they perform next time with horses who just finished 2nd, 3rd and 4th and who are looking ready to win. And last season we saw a surge in Ricky Yu's conversion rate, and that was the path to him scoring an unexpected championship title. This season the zone is being led by John Size, as is normal, but Shum almost matching him on strike rate and outperforming everyone when it comes to exceeding market expectations on these horses. So that gives me plenty of confidence that Lucky Fun is going to build on what he's been doing, and so too does the map. We take a look at the draw here, and I do think that although there aren't many leaders, Golfman Star, Resolute and Flying Bonus, they're going to keep each other fairly honest. And this time Lucky Fun has the rail, while Man Star is drawn a little bit wider. So the tip in race 8, Lucky Fun. His winning factor, the conversion rate. His trainer Danny Shum is having a mid-season surge on the back of these horses that are converting their 2nd, 3rd, 4th placings into wins next time, and I think Lucky Fun represents the bet of the day. The other race I want to take a look at is the final race, race 10, and our winning factor here, the weights. Well, this is the time-honoured Class 2, unofficially known as the Collection Stakes, a race where half the field is made up of 4-year-olds looking to stake a last-minute Derby claim, and I think there'll be plenty of attention on 4-year-olds here like Berlin Tango, Super Football, Maximus, and even Czar, who was an improver last start. But I think there's also a spoiler amongst the older horses, perhaps Zach Burton's mount, Butterfield. Well, the reason this is unofficially known as the Collection Stakes is going back to 2009, and Collection, the Derby winner that year, was John Moore's best chance going into the feature event, but didn't have a lead-up for which he was eligible. So John Moore prevailed on the Jockey Club to tweak the conditions of this Class 2 open the top and allow collection to be eligible. He won it easily and then went on to do the same in the Derby. And as you see here, it's been a race ever since that has had significance for the Derby in 2 weeks' time. Like collection, Akid Mafid went on to win the Derby. Brave Kid was a close third. Waikuku in 2019 was an unlucky second, and others have had varied amounts of success going from this race to the Derby. So it's a key event. And the Derby hopefuls this year, I think we'd agree, are headed by Super Football, winner of his last 2 starts. We're going to take a look at the most recent of those. This is race 431. And note the heat map here, a well-run race. Now, Super Football is in green and white and black colours towards the rear. And although it's not a crazy pace, it is a solidly run race thanks to Harmony Win-Win and his apprentice. It's a solid gallop. The leaders come back to Super Football, who finishes off well, but perhaps made to look better than he was. As you can see there, a very slow final sectional. Now, while he's up in class for that win in Class 3, Berlin Tango, a horse who came from overseas with some nice form, he's down in class for the run I'm going to show you last time in Class 1 at Happy Valley. Now, this is race 453. He's in red and black colours, easy to spot because he's near the rear for much of the race. And the key to this event was the leaders crawling early, picking up at the 1200, then really going for home from the 800 metres as the lightweight leader, Magnificent, tried to put a space in the field. Berlin Tango, well, he's still at the rear. He picks his way through on the inside, but the runs close up sharply. You'll see here around about the 200 metres, and he gets stopped at a stage when he was starting to make ground very quickly, and then looks to go to the line still full of running, although he finishes only 7th. Now, as I mentioned, that was a Class 1. Berlin Tango now drops to a Class 2, so you would have to think that he is well placed to run well. But the other horse that I want to show you a replay of is Butterfield. Now, he's a 5-year-old. He was part of last year's Derby crop, and he's really just been minding his business to some extent, running good races without winning in normal Class 2s. And we're going to show you this one from 2 starts ago. This is race 372. And Butterfield, he's in blue and white hoops, white sleeves, and he's sitting just off the speed in a race that was mostly slow. There was a sprint from the 800 metres and not really a staying contest. So lighter weighted Assimilate, he's able to sprint very quickly, too quickly for the ones at the front, and Butterfield keeps on solidly for a close-up 6th. But the change for Butterfield is in the conditions of this race, which I mentioned earlier were tweaked to make it the race that it is. But what it means is that despite not changing class here really, Butterfield drops significantly in the weights after carrying top weights in Class 2s recently. He has only 122 pounds in this one, so he's suddenly become very well handicapped and gets Zach Purton and an inside draw. And that inside draw also a benefit when we look at the map, because he's been starting mostly from gate 11 recently, with a couple of others thrown in, but he hasn't had an inside draw for a while that would allow Purton to save him in the run and be able to finish off more strongly. And you'd have to say that there's a doubt looking at this map on whether Super Football and Berlin Tango are going to get the same kind of setup with a fast fraction somewhere as they had in those replays. So the tip in race 10, Butterfield, his winning factor, the weights. As I've mentioned, the race is generally one for the 4-year-olds, but there have been some older horses spoil the party over the years for the Derby aspirants. And I think Butterfield, with that weight drop, positive jockey change and an inside gate, could be the one to spoil the party. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.